Good morning, old chums. Hello, hold on, let me heat my hot chocolate up because it is, the heck is it? Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Hi, everybody. Good morning. I'm just going to have my coffee and, my hot chocolate and talk with you this morning. I'm going back to the van, everybody. We're going to go back to the van. I'm not the only one that's having algorithm problems, but I just came want to say hi. But I wanted to talk about something else, everyone, that is very serious right now. And that's the Epstein files. I'm not making this up. I want to talk about this. Let me get my coffee. This lipstick is so powerful that it's on hard as a rock now. But let me get my thing. I got this new stand from Temu, and it holds all the devices on it really nice. It is worth it. I wanted to talk about this, everyone, because this is by far, like, this is a movie script. I have saw I've saw different pages of things of the Epstein file. And I just, I wasn't going to talk about it, but this is serious, everyone. And so I think that this is, honest to God, this isn't even just about child abuse, like of young girls and even boys, perhaps, probably, allegedly. This is even about Epstein and Putin and plotting, and oh my God, this is a movie. This is an actual freaking movie, everyone. This isn't funny. This is plots out of, honest to God, it's insanity level at this point in time. And what I'm thinking about with young kids, everyone, young adults, if you have daughters, if you have sons, I'm warning you, there's still people out there like that. Do you think that these are the only people out there doing this shit? There's people out there, everyone, preying on young girls. This is insanity level at everything about this. I'm going to show you. I mean, there's channels that dug up these files, and there's millions of them, everybody. I think they just dumped 1 million, but there's millions. But this just gets worse. The plot, it gets worse. Every day now you come on, these YouTubers are digging up stuff that I think Trump probably can't even imagine that has been dug up, but it has. I think Elon Musk has no idea of what the YouTubers have dug up, and even more. And to me, it appears like, I don't know. I think allegedly, I mean, in the files, it seems like Elon Musk's brother has been there more than Elon. Or I don't think even Elon's even probably been there. I think he's wanted to go there, how the things, but I don't even think he's even been there. I think he just wanted to go there and party like it's 1999 or something. Seriously. But so I mean, it's just insanity. Why the lure of young girls? And why is this happening to our young girls? Why is this happening to our young children like this? And if you can think about this, everybody, there's a statistic that in the United States, there is like millions of young children that are missing, teenagers, young children missing every single year. Now, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. Now, if you think about all this stuff with Epstein and everything, and you're thinking, man, there's other people out there like that, but there's millions of teenagers and young children missing every year. And what I'm realizing is, when young people go into a homeless shelter, or they can't afford, their families can't afford to take care of them, they go into like a shelter or something. And are these young people being lured out of there? I mean, you just don't know it, everybody. You just have no idea what's going on, because there's so much stuff. But I can't believe like the stuff that, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein had Putin. I mean, he was talking to Putin. He was talking to he just had connections everywhere to everything. And I mean, was Trump right that they were plotting to do something to him? Hell, at this point in time, I honestly can believe that. I really actually can believe that, seriously, because, I mean, he was meeting with Putin. I mean, this is, it's all in these files that the YouTubers dug up. If I was Trump, Trump probably didn't even know none of this. That, he was meeting with Putin and had this, Epstein had this talk with Putin. So, I mean, hey, it could be right. Maybe they were. This is unreal. This is like a movie. These Epstein files are sad, but it's like a movie that the more these YouTubers dig, the more they find in these files. It's unbelievable what these young girls went through. Allegedly, everybody. I'm just saying allegedly. I'm a little channel. Hell, I can't afford to get sued. Allegedly, everybody. Allegedly. I mean, if you read what is, and see, here's the thing: when you redact a form, right? You got to make sure that you redacted right. And a lot of these forms, they just went over it and they didn't redact it like in a professional manner. So the YouTubers were able to just redacted a lot of the things. And so what happens is, like, a lot of the files, like, they're heavily redacted, and of course, but there's some files that the YouTubers were able to override those redacted pages. And I just think, what in the hell? Why wasn't any of this stuff uncovered, everybody? I just don't understand. They said, I guess one victim, allegedly, she did go to the police when all this was happening, but I guess they didn't do anything. They said, I guess at that time, if they would have done something, there would have been less victims. But I wanted to show you, I mean, let me just, in case you didn't see, like, the YouTubers dig up everything, everyone. You got to understand, the YouTubers are like, they can fucking work for Cash Patel. That's how good they are. They dig up everything. YouTubers dig the freak up out of anything to find a story. You got to understand that. You got to know that. And so if they didn't think that the YouTubers would dig deep, they've got another thing coming. But let me go to these ladies. This stuff is grotesque. I mean, you can't, these files, let me see if I can, it's just, and with Midas Touch digs up, and the ladies at iHip, it's, and all the channels, everyone, they just dig up the dirt and the scoop, and it's insanity level. I just wanted to play like a few things that I thought, well, this is, if I can open it, everyone. If I can't, then I'll just have to, talk to you about it. But I just wanted to, this is so crazy that let me go and find, hold on a second. Let me go and find, let me go and find, and see, here we go. My iPad's acting up just as I'm trying to find it. Hi, from Bangladesh. Hi, Danny, how are you doing? I'm in the kitchen, but listen, we're heading to the van, everybody. I have so much stuff in this house to do, just like I told all of you, with just cleaning out and everything. That's why my channel is tanked. Do you realize how deep my channel has tanked? because I'm really having to do, like, I have to do a lot of stuff. It's really tanked, and I can't help it. I got stuff to do, and plus I'm off the day of work because my clients, their father died, so that's a funeral today. So I'm off of work today. I normally have off on Tuesdays. We got to hit the van life hard. This is not funny, but we got to hit this story hard because I'm going to go up here to, let's just go to like this YouTube, let's go to, let's see, will Mighty get, surge up. And I know that, let's see. Yeah, so we're going to see, because there's so many different channels. I mean, oh my God. Trump uses redactions of himself. I mean, there's so much goofy stuff. Then we've got the Trump closed the Kennedy Center down, which, if you can think about it, the Kennedy Center, everyone, that was for Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, that got assassinated, and that was the building, and that was named in his honor. So that should not have had Trump's name on it in the first place, not trying to be ignorant, but that was like a memorial, and that is why his name was on there, the Kennedy building. So, you know, it fell apart. Once Trump put his name on it, nobody wanted to be there anymore. You know, I think when people go low, you got to go high and higher, and you just can't, you know, what's in a name, right? What's in a name? But I guess the people that, the performers that were there, they didn't want Trump's name on there. So it just fell apart. As soon as Trump put his name on it, the Kennedy Center just went downhill until the point it was not making any money. But it was prosperous, and it was making money, everyone. So I don't know why Trump should have just left it alone. He doesn't need his name on everything. He should have just left it alone. Hi, everybody. Hi. I love all of you. Let me get into these files. Let's see what the Trump and Putin, I mean, the Epstein, let's see what Midas uncovered. And I know a lot of people, they don't like Midas, the Republicans, but they uncover stuff that, you know, I mean, let's just have an open mind here and hear this. And then, you know, I mean, it's just I can't even believe the amount of unbelievableness that's in these files against, you know, our young girl. Where were these parents, everybody? This one girl, I guess, allegedly said that she was 14 when all this stuff. Where was the parents at? What happened to all of this stuff? I love you, GC. You ever know me? Yes, GCD. Hi, baby. Hi, everyone. Let's get some juice here, everybody, this morning. Now, I know they know probably Trump don't like these people, but let's get to this. Now, let's see if the iPad will work.
Reviewed the Epstein files that were produced by Donald Trump's Department of Justice last Friday multiple times. I want to utilize this video to discuss with you all of the references from those Epstein files regarding Vladimir Putin, Russia, Russian oligarchs, and the connections that those references have with the first Trump administration and the current Trump regime. I do not want to be conspiratorial. I just want to go over with you what's contained in the emails.
I'm happy you're back, GCD. I love you. I love you.
You can decide for yourself.
Okay.
As a reminder, last Friday, over 3 million documents from the Epstein files were produced by Donald Trump's Department of Justice. But that was only a partial production. There are at least 3 million documents that have not been produced by Donald Trump's Department of Justice, and that may equate to 25 million to 50 million pages within those documents that have not been produced.
Oh my God.
My belief, based on my experience as a litigator in the past, is that those documents are far more devastating than what has been produced. But there have been bombshells in what has been produced. And as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein's connections with Vladimir Putin, Epstein is referenced as Vladimir Putin's money manager in FBI reports from confidential informants.
Oh my God.
There are emails between Jeffrey Epstein and world leaders like the former Prime Minister of Norway, the former Prime Minister of Israel, and other world leaders referencing meetings between Epstein and Putin. There are numerous references to Epstein meeting with other Russian oligarchs.
Okay, everybody, listen to this.
What is stated in these
this is insane.
Judge for yourself. The very first reference that I've seen in the Epstein files regarding Epstein and Putin is this email right here from November 8th, 2010. It's an email from Jeffrey Epstein to another email account that says, "Do I need to get a visa? I have a friend of..."
Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe this morning, everybody. I love you.
And then there is this reference right here, May 21st, 2013, from Jeffrey Epstein to Ehud Barak. Ehud Barak, the former Prime Minister of Israel, who was a former defense minister of Israel, who is a top business leader in Israel connected to the defense industry there. And here's what Jeffrey Epstein said on May 21st, 2013. Epstein writes, "Putin asked that I meet with him in St. Petersburg the same time as his economic conference. I told him no. If he wants to meet, he will need to set aside real time and privacy. Let's see what happens." Now, there are numerous photos of Epstein in Russia wearing Russia paraphernalia. Him and Ghislaine Maxwell wearing Russian gear together. We see those in the files. But then you had this email right here, September 11th, 2011. And this is from an unidentified account to Jeffrey Epstein. It's referencing someone named Igor. And Igor
hit the like, everyone.
With Putin.
Don't forget to double tap the screen and hit the like.
To Jeffrey Epstein. Spoke with Igor. He said last time you were in Palm Beach,
thank you for your likes. I love you. Thank you.
On September 16th, and that he could go ahead and book his ticket to Russia to arrive a few days before you. He also looked into security in Sochi for you. He said regardless, he will still need to go to Russia tomorrow to sort out his Russian passport, which expires the end of September. So he will still...
You're allowed to share it. Thank you very much. Great cat. They want you to share the information. Thank you. If you don't like it, then go somewhere else. But you're allowed to share it. Thank you.
The Epstein files that were released contain this message from Epstein to an individual whose name is redacted. The subject is, he was passed away.
Well, then go somewhere else.
As Dominic Trippi explains, newly released Epstein documents reveal communications concerning the suspicious death of alleged intelligence asset Robert Maxwell, that's Ghislaine Maxwell's father, who Epstein stated was killed for threatening the business person in the United Kingdom who was involved in this fraud, and he allegedly died when he was on his yacht that was named the Ghislaine. When he was urinating, is the story, off the ledge of the boat, and then he fell over and he drowned.
Well, that's thank you, baby.
Is what Epstein says went down. This is
but this is what's in the news and GD. That's what I'm talking about. GCD.
Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad, and of course, the Mossad is Israel's intelligence agency. And here's
the thing. Let's pause this for a minute, everyone. I want to pause this.
That unless they gave him 400 million.
I mean, this is so crazy. Now think about this, everyone. It is not just, Epstein was, talking to Putin about meeting with him. This is scary. What were they colluding about? What was happening? This isn't just about girls. This is why I said this should be a damn movie. This is not just about young girls and even allegedly, probably even boys also, allegedly. But look at this. This was about, Jeffrey Epstein, in cahoots with Putin. Should Donald Trump actually, should he actually think that Putin is his friend? I really don't think so. By the time all these documents come out, hell, it probably could be that they're meeting to cahoot against Trump. Who the heck knows? But this is awfully strange. Jeffrey Epstein is not even in politics. How is the hell is he meeting with Putin and all these high-powered, even other countries? I mean, none of this makes sense in these. None of this is making any sense. You're not the only one on her GCD. I love you, but it's like I don't know what's happening here, but this is weird, everyone. Yes, I'm talking to you. I love you, but this is kind of crazy, everyone, to think that Jeffrey Epstein had this much power that he was talking to all these different various foreign leaders. And I mean, did anybody even know this? I mean, seriously. I mean, this just gets deeper and deeper. It's more than just girls. There's something more to this. Exactly, Tony. There's something more to this. And should Trump watched himself back in this day, when they, meeting with Putin, why would he do this? This does not make sense. I mean, hell, even Elaine Maxwell, listen, her father even got killed. I mean, come on now. What, this is getting beyond these files are wacko, everybody. They're getting crazy.
All he had done for them, the Mossad.
No.
In that time, he had free access to Margaret Thatcher's Downing Street, Ronald Reagan's White House, to the Kremlin.
Hit the subscribe and like, everyone.
Throughout Europe. Maxwell passed on all the secrets he learned to Mossad in Tel Aviv. In turn, they tolerated his excesses, vanities, and insatiable appetite for luxurious lifestyle and women. He told his controllers
I still have the van,
who they
honey.
should target and how they
but
should
thank
do
you,
it.
yeah.
He appointed himself as Israel's unofficial
Listen to this, everybody. Listen.
to the Soviet bloc. And that's what
I'm doing good, John.
Of Ghislaine's father and the connections with the Soviet Union there as well. And there is
this is beyond goofy, everybody.
From the FBI, where an FBI informant called Epstein the manager of Putin's wealth. Here's what the FBI report says.
Epstein, oh, come on.
On November 27, 2017, Special Agent, this is redacted, and Special Agent met with a confidential human source with whom the FBI has recently established a relationship. The CHS reported the following. Jeffrey Epstein had a compound in New Mexico where he lured and recorded underage women. He also had a private island. Epstein was President Vladimir Putin's wealth manager and provided the same service
Epstein was Putin's wealth manager? This gets crazy, everyone. Can't make this stuff up.
Lab. Described there as a confidential source of the FBI as being Putin's money manager. On March 18, 2014, the day that Vladimir Putin announced Russia's annexation of Crimea, Jeffrey Epstein emailed the French banker Ariane de Rothschild to say, Ukraine upheaval.
Yes, that's right, GCD.
Many.
Okay.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Think about this, everybody. How in the hell is Jeffrey Epstein Putin's, what is it, financial advisor? Come on now. This shit, everybody, these files, this is not funny at this point. These files, Jeffrey Epstein, in these files, was Putin's a financial advisor? What the hell is absolutely going on in these files? I mean, this is insanity level. I swear somebody's got to make a movie of this crazy wacko stuff. You can't make this stuff up. This would be a fucking #1 movie. You got drama, intrigue, I mean, all kind of crazy stuff. Yes, exactly. There's a lot of them. I don't know what's going on with this. And do you remember, what was that, the QAnon group, right? Do you remember the QAnon group? Hold on a second. Do you remember the QAnon group? You don't hear about them anymore, and they would go and say a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff that they said was actually true. but nobody believed it. But remember, the QAnon group would say that all these high-powered people, were having children basically as sex slaves, and Pizzagate, and nobody believed this kind of stuff, right? Nobody, honest to God, believed this stuff. Well, guess what? Maybe a lot of stuff that these QAnon conspiracy theorist people, some of it, hell, even Midas and them are saying, some of this stuff that what they were saying about, some of this stuff really could be true. Now let's keep going on with this, but I'm just saying a lot of this is getting wacko.
Jeffrey Epstein and Jacqueline Thorban. Now, who is Jacqueline?
But you're allowed to share out these people's videos, everybody, so thank you.
Norwegian Prime Minister. He was also the Secretary General of the Council.
Phew, I'm thinking they're all looking.
2009 to 2019. Yeah. He's also was the Foreign Affairs Minister from Norway as well. So someone with a pretty big portfolio. And these were the types of people that Epstein was speaking with. Former prime ministers, former world leaders.
Wow, Epstein.
And here's what it says. Epstein says, I think you might suggest to Putin that Lavrov can get insight talking with me. Vitaly Charkin used to, but he died? ? Now, what is Epstein talking about here? So he's speaking with the former Prime Minister of Norway, who meets with Putin, and he's suggesting that Putin and that Lavrov can come and talk with me. Lavrov, as you probably know, is Putin's top advisor. He's the foreign minister of Russia.
This gets deep.
He was the guy who wore the USSR shirt when he met with Donald Trump in August, and he was invited by Trump into the White House right away. The first state visit, people forget this, to the first Trump administration White House back in 2017 was Sergei Lavrov and Sergei
Does anybody remember that?
I remember Donald Trump gave them classified information that was uncovered, and Trump's like, well, when you're the president, you get to give people classified information. And then you have Thorban Marglin says, I'll meet Lavrov's assistant on Monday. I'll suggest this. Thank you for a lovely evening. I'll communicate.
Double tap the screen, everybody. Hit the subscribe and the like. Come on. Hit the likes, everyone, please. Thank you.
It's not complex. He must be seen to get something. It's that simple.
You know what's easier than fixing
the problem? Just like I said,
problem in the first place.
I think that it's so deep. And who knows what happened to Epstein, everyone. This could go down in a Hollywood movie as the who knows who of Jeffrey Epstein, everyone. There's Democrats, there's Republicans, and there is women. There's so many people that Jeffrey Epstein knew. And he, just like I said, Elaine's father, if you hear that, he got killed. I mean, they said he went to do something and he went over the boat and drowned. I guess that's not exactly what happened, according to Epstein. But who knows? He knew so much. From Russia to this, to that. I mean, it's insanity level. And the thing is, if Jeffrey Epstein had this close a tie with Putin, I think Trump still would have to be careful, because this is, I mean, anything, absolutely heavy. I mean, that could be it too. Yeah, I mean, exactly. But, so do you believe that theory, everybody, that Jeffrey Epstein hung himself in prison? I don't believe it for 1 minute. Do you realize, everyone, in this country, we have a lot of Russian spies in our country. We have a lot of people that are tied with Putin in our country, and whatever Putin would want them to do, they would do it. So I think Trump is still better watch out. I think this is a lot of stuff's going on here. And exactly. And I think that Trump's got to be careful with. This isn't over yet, everybody. This is
financial system. Again, this is a email.
This is insanity level.
Or an email to Thorben Joglin from Jeffrey Epstein, dated May 14, 2013.
Double tap the screen, everybody, to get those likes up, please, for this girl. Yes, I believe it, Jess. I really,
St. Petersburg,
insanity.
On June 20th, it does not work. It's not the right structure or big enough ideas. He's in a unique position to do something grand, like Sputnik did for the space race. You can tell him that you and I are close and that I advise Gates. This is confidential. I would be happy to meet him.
Hi, Felix. How are you?
3 hours, not shorter. Then there were meetings on October 7th, 2016, that took place right over here. Epstein's assistant puts his girlfriend, Karina Shuliak, in charge of an important lunch between Epstein, Peter Thiel, and Vitaly Churkin, the former Russian ambassador and close confidant of Putin, who would die mysteriously in New York a year later. Thiel had recently bucked all of
this is insanity level. And then I wanted to go and look through this one where these ladies uncovered this. Okay, now in this one here, and they said Elon Musk has been doing a lot of trying to clean up, saying, he's the one who wanted this all out. But allegedly, he's in there also. Now, me personally, I don't think Elon went in that island. I think he wanted to so desperately, but there was some reason why. They really just didn't. If you hear the email and how they're reading it, something doesn't seem right because, it says, I guess someone is telling Elon's brother that they do not want anyone to be, Jeffrey doesn't like any of his friends to be hurt. And I'm thinking, what the hell? So his brother, I guess, allegedly said, yeah, he'll let Elon know that. So what is going on here, everybody? What the fuck is happening with our world? I mean, so what was, so why would, they say that to Elon's brother, allegedly, in the emails, that to make sure to let Elon know that the girls, that Jeffrey Epstein don't tolerate the girls getting hurt. I don't know, everybody. I think this is far worse than we can ever imagine in our lives. This is so bad on every front and the stuff that is coming out and the stuff that the YouTubers are, this is beyond bad. This isn't just like I said about, this is about Epstein cahooting with Putin on finances and they were talking about Bitcoin back in those days. It gets worse, everybody. I mean, back in there, that wasn't even Bitcoin.
26th, if you go. And then the Epstein files that were released contain this message from Epstein individual whose name is
right?
The subject is he was passed away, and as Dominic Trippi explains, newly released Epstein documents revealed communications concerning the suspicious death of alleged intelligence asset Robert Maxwell, that's Ghislaine Maxwell's father, who Epstein stated was killed for threatening the Mossad. And Maxwell was a business person in the United Kingdom.
That's her own father, everybody.
This fraud, and he allegedly died when he was on his yacht that was named the Ghislaine. When he was urinating, is the story, off the ledge of the boat. And
my God.
Over.
Good morning, Free.
Okay, here is what Epstein says went down. This is
I think so, Free. I think something's happening. Something's going on.
Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. And of course, the Mossad is Israel's intelligence agency. And here's what Epstein says happened. He said, H told them that unless they gave him 400 million pounds to save his crumbling empire, he would expose all he had done for them, the Mossad. In that time, he had free access to Margaret Thatcher's Downing Street, Ronald Reagan's White House, to the Kremlin, and to the corridors of power throughout Europe. Maxwell passed secrets.
I'm serious, man.
In turn, they tolerated his excesses, vanities, and insatiable appetite for luxurious lifestyle and women. He told his controllers who they should target and how they should do it. He appointed himself as Israel's unofficial ambassador to the Soviet bloc.
Oh my God.
And that's what Epstein's knowledge was of Ghislaine's father and the connections with the Soviet Union there.
Good Lord.
Well. And there is this report from the FBI where an FBI informant called Epstein the manager of Putin's wealth.
Oh, Lord.
Here's what the FBI report says. On November 27, 2017, Special Agent, this is redacted, and Special Agent met with a confidential human source with whom the FBI has recently established a relationship. The CHS reported the following. Jeffrey Epstein had a compound in New Mexico where he lured and recorded underage women. He also had a private island. Epstein was President Vladimir Putin's wealth manager and provided the same service for Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe. Epstein had some connection to, then it goes on to say, the MIT lab. Described there as a confidential source of the FBI as being Putin's money manager.
Oh, God almighty.
2014, the day that Vladimir Putin announced Russia's annexation of Crimea, Jeffrey Epstein emailed the French banker Ariane de Rothschild to say, Ukraine upheaval should provide many opportunities, many. And as you can see, he was described as Putin's money manager. He was discussing meeting with Putin in 2011. He was then...
Thank you, Jason. I love you, honey. Hit the subscribe and the like. I love you.
But let's keep on reading right here. There was then a meeting on June 24th, 2018.
Sorry,
between Epstein. There's an email.
The clock is wild.
Very key people describing a meeting. And the emails between Jeffrey Epstein and Jagland Thorban. Now, who is Jagland Thorban, or Thorban Jagland, is the former Norwegian Prime Minister. He was also the Secretary General.
Yeah, thank you, GCD. Thank you, baby.
From 2009 to 2019. He's also was the Foreign Affairs Minister from Norway as well. So someone with a pretty big portfolio. And these were the types of people that Epstein was speaking with. Former prime ministers, former world leaders.
Covers the camera?
And here's what it says.
Oh, yeah.
Epstein says, I think you might suggest to Putin that Lavrov can get insight talking with me. Vitaly Charkin used to, but he died?
Damn.
Now, what is Epstein talking about here? So he's speaking with
Don't forget the double tap the screen, everybody. Hit the like, the subscribe. Stay on with this girl.
Putin and that Lavrov can come and talk with me. Lavrov, as you probably know, is Putin's top advisor. He's the foreign minister of Russia. He was the guy who wore the USSR shirt when he met with Donald Trump in August, and he was invited by Trump into the White House. By the way, the first state visit, people.
Phew, that's not good.
The first Trump administration, White House, back in 2017, was Sergei Lavrov and Sergei Kislyak. And remember, Donald Trump gave them classified information that was uncovered, and Trump's like, well, when you're the president, you get to give people classified information. And then you have Thorban Jagland says, I'll meet Lavrov's assistant on Monday. I'll suggest this. Thank you for a lovely evening.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Felix. I love you. Thank you.
Churkin was great. He understood Trump after our conversation. It's not
complex. You too, Randy. Come back later, honey.
It's that simple.
You know what's easier than fixing
a problem? So, let's just wait until this. I don't know if I touched something or no, I didn't. I don't know what's going on.
Start a podcast with your side.
So how was Epstein, everyone, so involved with Putin? I mean, how his own girlfriend, Elaine Maxwell's dad got murdered from him. What would Donald Trump think if Elaine's father got murdered? I mean, listen, I don't know about all this, but this is really scary, everyone. I think Trump needs to read some of the files before they start deleting them, because I don't think they got to this right here. They would not have released this. I don't think that they got to this part here where Putin and Epstein were so involved with one another, and how probably even at this point, maybe the next part is they're cahooting against Trump. I mean, it's starting to almost form like this, everyone. And so, I mean, I think, hell, Trump better be glad he made it out of this one alive, because obviously Epstein was really tight with Putin. Hell, financial advising. No, everyone, this is a movie. This is honest to God a for real movie that it's so unreal that it's not just about young girls and perhaps even drugs and anything else involved. This is deeper than you could ever imagine. And it's scary because these are other world leaders that Epstein had contact with, that Epstein was meeting. I mean, what in the hell why was not Donald Trump aware of all this? This is so much deeper, everyone, and this is dangerous. This is actually dangerous. And I'm God serious. This is very dangerous. And just like I said, there's a lot of Putin's operatives right here in our United States. And they have eyes on Trump. They have eyes on the administration. Just because Epstein's dead, that does not mean the story's over, everyone. This is uncovered. This is opened up everywhere so that everybody can see these files. Let's keep going here. This is deep.
Killed that way. So that's part of the connections. And there was a time where lots of people were dying by Russian diplomats with heart attacks who it seemed that Putin was poisoning them. You also have emails of Epstein saying that he wants to help Putin reinvent the financial system. Again, this is an email from Thornton Joglin.
Exactly. You're right. Every country does.
Epstein, dated May 14, 2013. Okay, you can explain that he had investors to Sochi last year, and this year again, it is planned for St. Petersburg on June 20th. It does not work. It's not the right structure or big enough ideas. He's in a unique position to do something grand, like Sputnik did for the space race. You can tell him that you and I are close and that I advise Gates. This is confidential. I would be happy to meet him, but for a minimum of 2 to 3 hours, not shorter.
We're being there today.
Meetings on October 7th, 2016, that took place right over here. Epstein's assistant puts his girlfriend, Karina Shuliak, in charge of an important lunch between Epstein, Peter Thiel, and Vitaly Churkin,
good Lord,
the former Russian ambassador, and
hi Dakota,
Putin, who would die mysteriously in New York a year later. Thiel had recently bucked all of Silicon Valley by endorsing Trump at the RNC in a headline speech. One day later, Epstein emails Thiel a link to John Podesta's hacked emails on WikiLeaks. Podesta was Clinton's top advisor. And then there appears to be an email that led to the Churkin-Thiel-Epstein lunch being scheduled, which isn't as relevant as the way Epstein pitches meeting Churkin to Thiel. Russian ambassador most involved, he and Sergei Lavrov control. What was that meeting about? What happened there? But we know that shortly thereafter, Russia hacks the DNC, the emails go on WikiLeaks. Donald Trump previously called on those emails to be released. That's what we know happens. Then you have Epstein to Peter Thiel on June 26, 2016.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, that definitely.
Again,
IBI. Oh my word. LBI. Yes, definitely. This it's beyond crazy. This is all nuts.
Saying just the beginning right there.
Yeah, but they bring up. Yeah, that story's been.
That was actually before.
Oh yeah, that story's been. That's been around. I think I covered that years ago on my
There's other
on my show about them doing that.
Epstein in 2013. Epstein's writing to Ehud Barak. Putin asked that I meet with him in St. Petersburg the same time as his economic conference. I told him no if he wants to meet. We talked about that one before.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe and a like, everybody.
Advising him in 2014 to
Thank you.
Alexander Dugin, Putin's advisor, suggesting that it might be interesting and perhaps quite useful. So it's from Epstein to somebody, and here's what it says. This is what someone wrote to him. I just came back to the island. I had such an amazing day. Crazy. Skydiving, scuba diving, and skyride with the girls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wish you were here and this great day could be shared with you. How was your meeting? Are you okay there? Lots of hugs. P.S. I researched some movies we can watch when you are back. Have you ever heard of Alexander Dugin, one of Putin's advisors? If not, reading about him and his views might be interesting and perhaps quite useful.
Yeah, I know.
Jukes writes, Bannon wasn't just being advised and enabled by Epstein, he was also working, it appears, as a strategic advisor, either formally or informally, for Ehud Barak, who had direct meetings with Putin. So here's what it's saying right here. These messages, let's just go and take a look at it. We are set for Nome on Saturday. Have you told him that we are preparing for Nope? He would be on board, correct? Or should I ask? Easy for me. Ask and yes, I could, of course. I'm dealing with Ehud in Israel, making me crazy. Ehud massive. Can we announce I'm his strategic advisor? This will be a long campaign.
Wow. I mean, oh my God.
17. Lots of talk about it. This is a brilliant move. Then you have May 15, 2013. Epstein's Google Calendar says, prepare Putin paper at the time when he was meeting with Putin. There's this email from Epstein to Joy Ito, a rich Japanese business person. Reid Hoffman is CC'd. It says, hey, Jeffrey, I wasn't able to convince Reid to change his schedule to go meet Putin with you. This email is July 20th of 2014, signed Joy. Another message from Thorbjørn Jagland right here saying, been busy the whole day, just finished meeting with President Abbas to Putin in December. Discuss further details with Lavrov tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm busy tonight. And
thank you, Free. Thank you, honey.
Are you going to see Putin? Are you free tonight for an hour?
Thank you, sweetie.
Around 8 to see Tom Pritzker. Then there are messages between Sultan bin Sulayem and Jeffrey Epstein, with the subject being Putin. And Sultan bin Sulayem is one of the richest people in the United Arab Emirates, who had close connections with Putin. And again, these are these aren't just random musings of Epstein bragging to random people about Putin. He's speaking with world leaders, like the richest person in the UAE, the former prime minister of Israel, the former prime minister of Norway. That's who he's talking about having these meetings about. They were also discussing these potential meetings with Putin, but then Russia had the terrorist attack on the airplane, and the world was outraged. And Epstein is saying that it's not a good idea to meet with Putin right now because of the plane crash that took place right there. I mean, you go through more of these.
It's unreal. This is unbelievable. I mean, you can't even make this crazy stuff up.
From Nicholas Rybus to Jeffrey Epstein. It's Russia and money Putin is using. Here's another message right here.
So it's, So what it is, everyone, is, I think Epstein had Putin right in his back pocket. This is insanity level, everyone. This is just insanity level. We're getting this talking now. We're going to talk about this because a lot of people don't know about all these files. And it's just...
Hi, Jeffrey. I'm in
This is nauseating, everyone. This is nuts.
is also coming. I'm going to Sochi.
Running around yelling the end is... I really believe it.
Are you still prepared to receive us? And then Epstein goes, you can explain to Putin that there should be a sophisticated Russian version of Bitcoin. It would be
Bitcoin, everybody. Bitcoin.
Available on a global basis.
Oh, my
By the way,
God.
they're talking about this in Bitcoin in 2014.
Oh, my God.
You have Jeffrey Epstein asking in October of 2010, did you have Putin on your boat? Epstein to Thorbjørn Jagland. I still would like to meet Putin and talk economy. I really appreciate your assistance. July 30th of 2015. October 27th.
I could believe anything, Fabian. It sounds like something's going on. It really could. It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't.
2018 from Thorbjørn Jagland to Epstein. Hi, Jeffrey.
Okay, so I just have a theory about something, everyone. Trump, be careful. Be careful, Trump, because guess what? Elaine is in jail. Elaine's still living. Elaine is all still living. And do you not realize that, guess what? She's probably still in cahoots with Russia. And so I wouldn't be, if I was Trump, I wouldn't really necessarily be buzzing up to her because she could still be in cahoots with Russia. Do you think this stuff ended after Epstein died in prison mysteriously? Do you think Elaine is still, no, Elaine's running everything still. Elaine's running all this stuff from prison probably. This still in cahoots with Putin. She's talking to Trump. Trump better be careful about talking with Elaine about anything after all this information, because I don't know if I would trust her if I was Trump. I mean, crazy. Seriously, because do you think that Elaine, she was there? Elaine Maxwell was up in this. You know darn well her and Putin are still like this. I'm sorry. Nobody can convince me. After seeing this, nah, Elaine's running it, and she's gonna run it over. If she gets out of jail, I mean, she could. It's good done.
Department of Justice, but that was only a partial.
Yeah, Elaine is still living, man. This is no joke.
Documents that have not been produced.
Wow, this is crazy.
Justice.
I wouldn't let it know.
To 25 million to 50.
Just put it this way. Just put it this way. If Trump allows Elaine Maxwell to get out of jail, that woman is going to instantly go on Putin's side. She's got Putin in her back pocket. This isn't going Trump, if you let her out of jail, that right there, after hearing all this stuff here, man, I'm telling you, anybody try to let her out of jail, this is not funny.
Is that those documents are
this is deep. This is deep, everyone. This is very deep.
Produced, but there have been bombshells in what has been produced. And as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein's connections with Vladimir Putin, Epstein is referenced as Vladimir Putin's money manager.
Oh my God.
FBI reports from confidential informants.
Oh Lord.
There are emails between Jeffrey Epstein and world leaders, like the former Prime Minister of Norway, the former Prime Minister of Israel.
She is the real OG. I mean, she really is.
Between
and she
Epstein and Putin, there are numerous references to Epstein meeting with other Russian oligarchs. And I just want to go through with you what is stated in these emails, and you can judge for yourself. The very first reference that I've seen in the Epstein files regarding Epstein and Putin is this email right here from November 8th, 2010. It's an email from Jeffrey Epstein to another email account that says, "Do I need to get a visa? I have a friend of Putin's. Should I ask him?" And then there is this reference right here, May 21st, 2013, from Jeffrey Epstein to Ehud Barak. Ehud Barak, the former Prime Minister of Israel, who was a former Defense Minister of Israel, who is a top business leader
still
in
probably
Israel,
is
connected to the defense industry there. And here's what Jeffrey Epstein said on May 21st, 2013. Epstein writes, "Putin asked that I meet with him in St. Petersburg the same time as his economic conference. I told him no. If he wants to meet, he will need to set aside real time and privacy.
Wow.
Let's see what happens." Now, there are numerous photos of Epstein in Russia wearing Russia paraphernalia. Him and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Okay, let's pause this right here. Let's pause this right here. Elaine is still living. Elaine is all up in this, everyone. Trump, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be sending people by there, because I'm almost certain at this point in time, with all this being, all these emails being released now, the files, right? I am almost certain that someone in Putin's team went to the prison to talk to Elon Maxwell. And I'm almost certain. And then whatever Trump or whoever met with her to say, she's going to regurgitate that information right back. I'll tell you, that woman is the OG of the OG of the boss, and she still is. She's still running it. She's still running Russia. She's in jail, but guess what? Elaine is still running it. And if they let her out of jail, hell's going to break loose on a lot of these guys. I really believe Elaine is playing it cool. She's not a stupid woman. She's been getting away with this shit. I tell you what, she is going, if she gets out and she's playing it cool, she's going to act like she's nice to Trump. She's going to tell Trump whatever he wants. Well, as soon as she walks out those prison doors, who is she going to be greeted by? Probably arms wide open from Putin. I'm telling you, this stuff is insanity level. I mean, I don't understand why the FBI didn't check out this shit, man.
Email right here, September 11th, 2011, and this is from an unidentified account to Jeffrey Epstein. It's referencing someone named Igor. And
damn,
Igor has close
this is nuts.
And here's what this person said to Jeffrey Epstein. Spoke with Igor. He said last time you were in Palm Beach, you told him you had an appointment with Putin on September 16th and that he could go ahead and book his ticket to Russia to arrive a few days before you. He also looked into security in Sochi for you. He said regardless, he will still need to go to Russia tomorrow to sort out his Russian passport, which expires the end of September. So he will still fly back to New York on the 19th. He will be happy to go back to Russia with you on September 26th if you go. And then the Epstein files that were released contain this message from Epstein to an individual whose name is redacted. The subject is, he was passed away. And as Dominic Trippi explains, newly released Epstein documents reveal communications concerning the suspicious death of alleged intelligence asset Robert Maxwell, that's Ghislaine Maxwell's father, who Epstein stated was killed for threatening the Mossad. And Maxwell was a business person in the United Kingdom who was involved in all of this fraud. And he allegedly died when he was on his yacht that was named Ghislaine. When he was urinating, is the story, off the ledge of the boat. And then he fell over and he drowned. Okay, here is what Epstein says went down. This is in an email, March 15, 2018. He was passed away. Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. And of course, the Mossad is Israel's intelligence agency. And here's what Epstein says happened. He said, H told them that unless they gave him 400 million pounds to save his crumbling empire, he would expose all he had done for them, the Mossad. At that time, he had free access to Margaret Thatcher's Downing Street, Ronald Reagan's White House, to the Kremlin, and to the corridors of power throughout Europe. Maxwell passed on all the secrets he learned to Mossad in Tel Aviv. In turn, they tolerated his excesses, vanities, and insatiable appetite for luxurious lifestyle and women. He told his controllers who they should target and how they should do it. He appointed himself as Israel's unofficial ambassador to the Soviet bloc. And that's what Epstein's knowledge was of Ghislaine's father and the connections with the Soviet Union there as well. Then there is this report from the FBI where an FBI informant called Epstein the manager of Putin's wealth. Here's what the FBI report says. On November 27, 2017, Special Agent, this is redacted, and Special Agent met with a confidential human source with whom the FBI has recently established a relationship. The CHS reported the following. Jeffrey Epstein had a compound in New Mexico where he lured and recorded underage women. He also had a private island. Epstein was President Vladimir Putin's wealth manager and provided the same service for Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe. Epstein had some connection to, then it goes on to say, the MIT lab. Described there as a confidential source of the FBI as being Putin's money manager. On March 18, 2014, the day that Vladimir Putin announced Russia's annexation of Crimea, Jeffrey Epstein emailed the French banker Ariane de Rothschild to say, Ukraine upheaval should provide many opportunities, many. And as you can see, he was described as Putin's money manager. He was discussing meeting with Putin in 2011. He was then talking about there will be many opportunities as a result of the annexation of Crimea. But let's keep on reading right here. There was then a meeting on June 24th, 2018, between Epstein, and there's an email right here, with other very key people describing a meeting. And the emails between Jeffrey Epstein and Jagland Thorbjørn. Now, who is Jagland Thorbjørn, or Thorbjørn Jagland, is the former Norwegian Prime Minister. He was also the Secretary General of the Council of Europe from 2009 to 2019. He's also was the Foreign Affairs Minister from Norway as well. So someone with a pretty big portfolio. And these were the types of people that Epstein was speaking with: former prime ministers, former world leaders.
This is insanity level.
And here's what it says. Epstein says, I think you might suggest to Putin that Lavrov can get insight talking with me. Vitaly Charkin used to, but he died? ? Now, what is Epstein talking about here? So he's speaking with the former prime minister of Norway, who meets with Putin, and he's suggesting that Putin and that Lavrov can come and talk with me. Lavrov, as you probably know, is Putin's top advisor. He's the foreign minister of Russia. He was the guy who wore the USSR shirt when he met with Donald Trump in August, and he was invited by Trump into the White House right away. The first state visit, people forget this, to the first Trump administration White House back in 2017 was Sergei Lavrov and Sergei Kislyak. And remember, Donald Trump gave them classified information that was uncovered. And Trump's like, well, when you're the president, you get to give people classified information. And then you have Thorbjørn Jagland says, I'll meet Lavrov's assistant on Monday. I'll suggest this. Thank you for a lovely evening. I'll communicate to you on high level week. Churkin was great. He understood Trump after our conversation.
Well, it's not just complex. Like I said, everyone, let me see.
To get something, it's that simple.
You know what's easier than fixing a problem?
I think this is too deep. I mean, there's so much stuff going on that it's hard to grasp on everyone. I mean, I think that if Elaine gets out of jail, it's all hell's going to break loose with those guys. Every person that's mentioned in those files, Elaine's going to cut loose on them. Elaine's going to go right to Putin and be the best buddies again. And this is really crazy, And I think it just gets worse, everybody. This is just a little scrimp of what I found interesting. But there was so much other things. Let me see. Okay, we're still going through. But there was when I come back later on, Tina, I tried to call. Did you really, Mark? Okay. Oh. So when I come back on later on, everyone, what time is it now? It's 10:30 something. When I come back on around 12, I'm going to show you a video, and it's another video, but it has a different take. It is so insane of what's in these emails that it's unbelievable that another YouTubers have uncovered. And so we'll hear this out, but just think about this. Trump's got to realize, I think they should have went through these files a little bit more better. This is serious. If you think about it, this is very serious because Elaine Maxwell is still living and still breathing. And she is the OG of the OG, and she's a bad bitch. And I tell you what, right now, she's playing both sides. She's Russia, and then she shouldn't be in, I guess, a late security prison. She shouldn't be, because Trump, if you go and look at this stuff, I'm telling you, Elaine will come after you. Hell, her own dad got killed. I wouldn't trust that.
Okay,
no,
you can explain that he had investors to Sochi last year.
Be careful. Be careful.
His plan for St. Petersburg on June 20th, it does not work. It's not the right structure or big enough ideas. He's in a unique position to do something grand, like Sputnik did for the space race. You can tell him that you and I are close and that I advise Gates. This is confidential. I would be happy to meet him, but for a minimum of 2 to 3 hours, not shorter. Then there were meetings on October 7th, 2016, that took place right over here. Epstein's assistant puts his girlfriend, Karina Shulyak, in charge of an important lunch between Epstein Peter Thiel, and Vitaly Churkin, the former Russian ambassador and close confidant of Putin.
I think we already heard that.
Union.
Let's just keep going. I think they just keep repeating that, and we already heard that. So let's just push the video up ahead. But so you know, just like I said, I mean, this is unbelievable, and I think that Trump's DOJ and FBI, I really think that they should have went through a lot of these files very carefully, like the YouTubers have done, because if they would realize all this stuff and uncover a lot of this stuff that they just left out, thinking there's nothing to it. But in reality, if us YouTubers can see that there's something to this, I don't understand why they just do not think there's nothing to this.
That was June 26, 2016. That was actually before the election of Donald Trump in the first administration. There's other references to Putin wanting to meet Epstein in 2013. Epstein's writing to Ehud Barak. Putin asked that I meet with him in St. Petersburg. The same time as his economic conference, I told him no. If he wants to meet, we talked about that one.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
So here's a correspondent of Epstein's advising him in 2014 to read up on Alexander Dugin, Putin's advisor.
Yeah, we saw that. Hold on. Let's just we'll keep rolling this forward.
Epstein, with the subject being Putin, and Sultan bin Sulayem is one of the richest people in the United Arab Emirates.
Yes, I really believe this. Days.
And again, these are
something's not right. Yeah, these aren't. This is craziness.
Bragging to like random people about Putin.
But
he's speaking with world leaders, like the richest person.
But at this point, if you watch this this video here, this just isn't about. This just isn't about children at this point in time. It's about, you know.
Putin asked that I meet with him in St. Petersburg the same time as his economic conference. I told him no. If he wants to meet, he will need to set aside real time and privacy.
Let's go way up here because we have already covered that. We're way up here.
When are you going to see Putin? Are you free tonight for an hour or so around 8 to see Tom Pritzker? Then there are messages between Sultan bin Sulayem and Jeffrey Epstein, with the subject being Putin. And Sultan bin Sulayem is
I believe it's. I can believe anything at this point in time, Dave.
Had close connections with Putin. And again, these are these aren't just random musings.
Yeah, this is crazy, everyone. This is honest to God.
People about Putin. He's speaking with world leaders, like the richest person in the UAE, you know, the former prime minister of Israel, the former prime minister of Norway. That's who he's talking about having these meetings about. They were also discussing these potential meetings with Putin, but then Russia had the terrorist attack on the airplane, and the world was outraged. And Epstein is saying that it's not a good idea to meet with Putin right now because of the plane crash.
Yeah, we already got to that point with that. So let's just keep going to see. But there's so much other juice, everyone, that you can't even make it up. I mean, it's just insanity. But so yeah, we heard that, but just like I said, I think it's getting scary. I think that right there. Hold on, everybody. I gotta get a bathroom. One moment. Hold on. right. Oh. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm sorry. I had to go to the bathroom, and I didn't want you to. Christianity murdered the 50. Sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom. Christians are murdered in 50 countries and face extreme pressure. Well, yeah, they don't like us. They don't like exactly. But we'll get back to talking about that. That is true, and you know, Christians, you got to be careful around the world. Somebody was saying, Days was saying Christians are murdered in 50 countries, face extreme. Well, yeah, like, even if you go to Russia, you know, we've seen it. But so what do you think about this, everybody? What do you think about these emails? I mean, I'm going to go to, let me see, because there's so many different YouTubers that, you know, I'm sure the right doesn't like, but they dig the deepest to find the juice and find the dig through everything, all the files. So I'm gonna try to find. Hold on a second. Ooh, yeah, questions. Well, yeah, but I just think that I would. Like, for me, I would have looked through, I mean, you know, I think that the DOJ, they really should have scoured. I mean, scoured. How are YouTubers scouring these emails and finding all this stuff that, you know, really, this is important stuff. I mean, this is really serious. I think it's serious because for the fact that Elaine is still living and that she had her hands in all of this so much, and you know, Trump's, you know, they want to protect Elaine in jail, you know, thinking that, but that's not how it should be, because this woman is tied into Russia big time. This woman is tied into Russia big time. And if they don't believe that, I don't even know what to say. I mean, just listen to these emails and you will see how tied into Russia that Elaine was. And perhaps allegedly probably still is. Do you think this all stopped after Jeffrey Epstein died? I don't even, there's no, that won't, no, because that woman, you know what, that woman is something. She is still a mover and shaker in jail, even though I don't think people want to believe that. Let's see. So I'm going to take it over to this. You guys have to understand, churches is everywhere, and you can't believe a thing. Yeah, but the thing is, David, there is believing. No, I'm not a stupid woman. No, I just don't believe just anything. But when we're seeing things right in front of our eyes, no. I mean, let's just go to this here. Now these ladies, everyone, I know, you know, they're a little brutal on Trump, but they dug up files also, and let's just hear the dug up files from everyone, because, you know, Fox News, they don't want to tell you about the files. Even CNN, they only give you a little scrimp about the files. So let's go to where we can find out about the files, right? And the people that dug up the files, no matter if they're on the right side, the left side, or meet me in the middle. Let's find out, you know.
One habit.
Oh, I don't think they have the power. I don't think Russia. I think Putin is such a he doesn't have the power, that he's just a big bully. I think Putin's just a big bully, if you ask me. I think he bullies his way through everything, and he's to me, I don't think he has the power. You're right, Days. I think Russia just is the fault. Exactly. Because any country can, because if Putin was so powerful, why is the war against Ukraine still going on? If they were so powerful, they would have wiped Ukraine out by now and everything. But no, it's just, so there's some serious stuff in here, everybody. Now, this, brace yourself, because this one here that these ladies uncovered, says, shh. So let's see what these ladies uncovered.
And they didn't get it out before this guy ran for president again. It makes me so mad.
Let's go there.
Garland all over again, but there's nothing we can do about it. But I'm going to share this with you all right now, and I just want to give
because this is okay. She's given an alert.
These are very disturbing.
This is disturbing, everybody. This is disturbing. Let's just. What she's saying is this is beyond disturbing.
Allegations against Donald Trump and the latest Epstein files dropped. The allegations appear to come from an FBI tip line. It is unclear if they were ever investigated.
We don't know this.
Trigger warning. So Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called, quote, calendar girls. Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's vulva and vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children on tightness. The guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Don Jr., Trump, Ivanka Trump.
Oh, hold on a second, everyone. This is just who the hell knows what is going on with this. Now this here, let me back this up because I don't know. You know how tipsters are. There's people
there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also
Let's
there.
back this up.
Bob Shapiro.
And I want you to hear this.
Attorney warning. So Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called, quote, calendar girls. Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's vulva and vaginas by entering a finger.
Hi, Billy.
Rated the children on tightness.
Oh my God.
The guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Don Jr., Trump, Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. We were taken in rooms, forced to give oral sex to Donald J. Trump, forced to allow them to penetrate us. I was 13 years old when Donald J. Trump raped me. Ghislaine Maxwell was also present. This goes on, and these allegations are incredibly serious. The DOJ, after this was put up, they took it all down. Furthermore, the DOJ has promised the reason that they're delaying is that they're protecting the victims. The victims' names are going to be redacted. They weren't.
I'm just meet me in the middle. I'm just covering you what some people are uncovering in the files. I don't dislike anybody or hate anyone. I'm just covering what some of these people are uncovering in these files, whether they're true or false. You just go by your own theory of what you are saying. I'm just meet me in the middle. I don't dislike Donald Trump. I don't know if none of this is true nor false because people lie on people. We don't know this, everybody. I'm just saying, here is what, let's just hear this.
With his own personal statements about
I just said, you don't know what's going on here, right?
Teenage Miss USA, naked teenagers in dressing rooms, and telling Howard Stern that his cutoff age for dating people was 12 years old.
Not a surprise at all.
It made me cry. I cried after hearing this.
Disturbing and alarming, and you see over and over.
This is a much bigger picture, yes.
To report these crimes, and they were either ignored, the ball was dropped, and that really, to me, is the hardest part to understand is how willing as law enforcement, how they didn't
because of hearing all this stuff that these girls went through. Yes, I did, Dirt. Absolutely.
Don't report. And then you just see over and over evidence of people knew
this, everyone. I don't know. Listen, allegedly, I don't know what is the hell's the belief. This is crazy.
Fucking craven. It's just so hard.
You need to believe.
Put yourself in a situation where it makes any sense that this is going on and we're high-fiving about this. I mean, you can, I'll take, it's just, these allegations are so alarming.
They're so brutal, yeah.
Ass deep in the middle of them does not surprise me at all. This is who he is. And continuing to support this man after all of these things, is it more stunning than, like you said, January 6th?
No, everyone, think about this. I'm going to honestly say a different spin on this. And a lot of people may not like this, but here, let me just take a different spin on this really quickly. Because You know, think about this. Jeffrey Epstein and Putin were cahooting. Do you think some of this stuff, they were really coming up with a lot of shit that threw Trump under the bus?
Are you sure your tax expert
there's
is
something
right for you?
not right.
Switch to
Do you
TurboTax.
believe this stuff is unreal? Yes, it's so unbelievable and so grotesque. I don't know what is going on here with this. Let's see. I mean, something's not adding
this
up.
Stuff is going on, and the names that are being brought up into this are equally as disturbing. But the president of the United
Probably,
States,
who knows?
incredibly accused now multiple times.
Let's hear this, everyone. This is
Child sexual
please.
assault.
I don't know.
Combine
Let's
that
say
with some
allegedly. I don't know.
statements about grabbing him by the pussy, inspecting
I think we already went up to
Miss
that.
USA naked teenagers in dressing rooms, and telling Howard Stern that his cutoff age for dating people was 12 years old.
Not a surprise at all. It's so disturbing.
Yeah,
and
I wish we could move forward from this. This is too much. This is just insanity level. Because I think you're right. I think both sides are bad. I don't think just one side. I think both sides are doing shit.
That really, to me, is the hardest part to understand is how willing as law enforcement.
I believe that, Days. I believe it.
Girls, and then we wonder why
Yes, I believe.
survivors don't report. And then you just see over and over evidence of people.
Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe, everyone. We'll stay on the files.
Like, that is so fucking. It's just so hard to put yourself in a situation where it makes any sense that this is going on and we're high-fiving about this. I mean, you can, I'll take, it's just, these allegations are so alarming. The fact that Donald Trump is ass deep in the middle of them does not surprise me.
Now, everybody, we don't know if this stuff is true with these ladies or so. We don't know if any of this, I don't know. This is just what was in these.
And then, like you said, January
I don't know.
6th,
This is allegedly, everyone. I find some of this stuff unreal. So,
it just seems that every day and every time this man comes into power, it's just destruction. It's just a wave of destruction. And you see it goes back all of this time, which everybody knew on a conscious level. Like you said, the 12-year-old on Howard Stern, the beauty pageants. It was reported to law enforcement. And oftentimes, law enforcement did nothing.
All right, here's another.
Are they,
disturbing
Nava?
allegation.
That's good.
Kylie, pop this up. Epstein files allege Donald Trump forced a 13 to 14-year-old girl to perform oral sex on him and then hit her for biting him. And so as you can see,
I'm okay. These are just the files that were dropped. It's nothing to do with these people and getting information from them. It's the files that they uncovered, okay? So let's just,
Jeffrey Epstein was
it's
one of
the
his
files.
best friends. And he says he wishes Ghislaine Maxwell well. And then this makes me think, okay, during Trump 1.0, when Epstein was in DOJ custody, and they expect us to believe that he committed suicide, because this is what they've had the whole time.
It's just we're going by the files that they uncovered. I'm not concerned with whatever they were. We're going to the files that they dug up.
And the names that are in them. Put this up, Kylie. Here we've got Bill Gates. In the Epstein emails to DOJ, Jeffrey
These are in the emails
memorializing a fight he had with Bill Gates.
Who knows?
In it, he says that Bill Gates got STDs from Russian hookers and then asked Jeffrey for antibiotics that Bill could secretly give to Melinda without her noticing.
Good
We know
Lord.
that this corroborates with what Melinda Gates has said publicly about her divorce from Bill Gates and that she couldn't stand Jeffrey Epstein.
Wow.
And so I believe that what we have here is Donald Trump. We've all known from the grab him by the pussy tape. And so everybody that triple Trumped is
And you're right, Dave.
sexual
Something's
assault.
not right with
They're
any of this stuff.
men,
Any of
women,
this.
Christians, whatever. Latinos for Trump, whatever. They're willing to overlook that. what we have now is a grand conspiracy wherein Donald Trump is in the epicenter of a child sex trafficking.
Yeah, that's true.
Best friend Jeffrey Epstein, who ends up in DOJ custody during Trump 1.0.
Right,
DOJ
Trump, Bunny, you're right.
Compromised by Bill Barr. And then they know Jeffrey Epstein has all of this information. And then the security footage of his prison cell is
yes, you're right. Taking groundkeeping. Yes, there's so much craziness. I'm not saying there isn't. Let's hear what these ladies have.
Elon Musk is everywhere.
They're digging.
Kelly popped this up.
Listen to this, everybody.
Sam Stein says, man, the Trump DOJ did at Elon Musk dirty. So you might remember it was Elon Musk that told on Trump, the reason he's not going to release the Epstein files is because he's in them. Well, Musk and Epstein emailed back and forth multiple times. Musk was abundantly aware of the relationship that Donald Trump had with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
Anybody that was friends with Jeffrey
But these are the files that anybody can find. These are files that are in there that anyone can find that they release.
The inauguration. You see him go to the CEO meeting, the lunches at the White House. And this was a guy who was all about, I'm going to give up 90% of my wealth. I'm all about vaccines, getting vaccines to Africa, to the poorest people in the world.
Absolutely, toenails.
I know that people can be disturbing and complex, but how do you go from that? You know, you're this humanitarian and philanthropist to second up to Donald Trump. Well, I'll tell you how. Because you're compromised by the Epstein files. And that's how this thing works. Musk, how does he go from being the left's darling with electric cars and worried all
they are mentioning them. They are.
Again, Trump spending $300 million. Well, he's knee deep in the Epstein files as well.
Honestly, one thing that's been a big part of my life.
They are talking and you're right. We'll get to the Bill Clinton because there's people that see everybody's picking up. Everyone is digging up the files and going through the files in various ways. So there's millions of files. So everybody's digging and finding the pieces. And so, well, good. That's good, Bless. Please do so. Please do. I want you to. Okay, because you're not going to run my channel, so I want you to remove yourself from my channel. Thank you very much. So they're just saying about the files that they dug up. This isn't nothing that I'm going, well, this is a Democrat saying this, or this is a Republican. I don't worry about that. I'm worried about this is the files that they dug up. Each channel digs up their own files. We're going by what this lady's, the files that they dug up, their team dug up. Okay? So it's not, you're taking it as, oh, they're not talking about this person. Yes, they do. And we'll get to that, okay? So just relax.
And I think you're right. Like, the security guard was asleep, the security guard tape when Jeffrey Epstein died. But Ghislaine Maxwell is still alive. And she knows all this as well as anybody else.
See, she's still alive. This is what I'm saying. Elaine's still alive. Like, she knows all this stuff.
We just cannot forget, this conspiracy goes all the way to the top. Donald Trump sent Todd Blanche, who represented him in his criminal conviction case in New York with New York DA office. He sent him to Ghislaine Maxwell. Within days, she's transferred.
Yeah, and see, Trump should not have done that. Remember, going back to talking about,
she, played dumb,
listen,
thing.
See,
and it's like they have to treat her with kid gloves because she has also this information too. She cooperated immediately.
Exactly.
It is alleged by more than I've heard at least 8 to 10 survivors say Ghislaine Maxwell was not only procured girls, but she also participated with Jeffrey Epstein. So she is very likely a bird's eye participant with Donald Trump. And you see her name over and over again in these files. So the fact that he sent the DOJ down there and that we have any expectation.
Okay, let me pause it right here, everyone. I'm going to pause it right here. Now, if Trump sent his DOJ down to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell, do you remember the video at the beginning where they were all in cahoots with Putin. Elaine is an OG. She is a bad bitch. She is cahooting. I'm telling you, they should, she went and talked to Russia right after that and told Russia exactly what the DOJ said, because Elaine's living, she is in Russia's pocket more than probably Trump's, and Trump just doesn't realize that, because guess what? They didn't go through those files like Mighty did and the other ones to uncover that Elaine and all, they were in Russia's pocket. I mean, I think Trump should leave her right where she's at, and because I guarantee you, she is funneling that information back to hold on a second, to what's the name? So hold on, okay, let's go. And if you don't like what I'm doing, just go to somewhere else, okay?
Monster, full stop.
So, this is real talk, everybody. This is real stuff. I wouldn't trust her. She's still in jail. Trump, don't trust her.
Because like you said, there's nobody that he knew that was in his inner circle, starting with allegations made against Chase Bank all the way down.
Yeah.
That did not know what was happening, and nobody thought
she's funneling it somewhere.
These young little girls.
Yeah, I'm serious. I mean,
if you think about it,
she's still
Trump
in charge.
Sexualizes his own child, Ivanka, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit, that first allegation, that really lurid one. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if his kids were there for this type of thing, type of sexualizing. You continue talking after you mute it. I have to take a phone call. It's important. Okay. When you think about his kids were there, you think, oh, well, that can't be true.
No, we don't even know this. This is beyond craziness, everyone.
He was on The View talking about how great her body was, that he would date her if she wasn't his daughter. He sexualizes everything, and the demeaning of women. The way just today at the White House, someone asked him a question he didn't like, a female reporter. He lets loose on her. Nasty woman. He's constantly degrading and demeaning women. So this does not shock me at all. It's right in line with Barron being a big fan of Andrew Tate. Like, this stuff is normal in their family. That's what their families do. And so you look at these allegations, and they go back years and decades, and the abuse it's so out in the open. And these Epstein files, they lied on it. And what that tells me is you have to make a choice. If you're in a situation where you know that a man with a ton of money and power, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just think, they'll get to the files. But what I'm saying is, I think Trump you can't even address anything at this time. It's not worth it. This happened, and at some point in time, we all have to move forward from this, because Elaine's the only one in jail. Not any of these guys are in jail, and Elaine is in jail, but Elaine is still, she's like a freaking gangster, and she is, and she'll be a real gangster if she gets out of jail. If Trump lets her out of jail, Elaine Maxwell is going to run the house. She is going to run it. And I'm not joking you. She is going to run it. And she is going to run to Putin. She's going to go both ways. She might not even worry about Trump, but she will definitely worry about Putin and giving Putin information. And just like I said, I wish to see you in the world. Thank you. She probably, I'm sure. Because from these files, I'm telling you, I'm serious, man. From these files here, and what's going on? Elaine she is into this, everyone. Trump cannot trust that woman. I'm telling you, if he does, the DOJ, they can't do this, because she could be dropping stuff too.
In my mind, every bit is guilty, because you could have made a call to the police, and these victims did, but you cannot tell me if there was a string of contemporaries,
Elin, or whatever you call her,
Elin, during all of these decades, that went in and said, "This is what we believe is happening. This is where we think it's happening," it would have been more legitimate, because it's obvious from these files that the FBI didn't take it seriously. Maria Farmer, who was the very first Epstein survivor and victim that went to the FBI.
I think so. Yes, I really think she is. Everybody, seriously, it's not funny. I think
hundreds, if not thousands, of women would have been spared. Girls then, women now.
Okay, and then here is another horrible tidbit from this document dump. Pop this up, Kylie. So Sarah Longwell tweets an email to Jeffrey Epstein in 2017. "I'm at your door, but I will wait for my time. I don't want to come early to find Trump in your house." And here's what I find interesting about this, and then that email just shows exactly what Sarah Longwell summarized, is "I will wait for my time," meaning scheduled for time for this person to come in and sexually assault a child. And then
well, we don't know that. That's allegedly.
Aware that Trump was also a customer to be able to rape little girls. And this is so depraved. This is so incredible.
Don't forget to like and to subscribe, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like. Thank you so much.
That they went and scooped them all up. And when you think about that Falwell, the guy who would have his wife screw the pool boy and he'd sit in the corner and masturbate, and he's the president of Liberty University. The students at Liberty University are not allowed to hold hands. Meanwhile, he's doing menage a trois with the pool boy, and the thing is, he was getting off on the pool boy, this guy, this big Christian. And I'm sure that boys were trafficked in this ring as well. Sadly, male victims are a lot more reluctant to come forward than female victims, just because of the gender stereotypes.
Was there any boys that we know of?
About coming public. I mean, the shame's all the same, but there's a lot more perceived shame for a male to come forward. And I know in the comment section, a lot of you are mentioning Sasha Riley, which we talked about recently. And I think that this whole, I've always thought MAGA evangelical Christians was a weird death cult. I think they have weird relationships with their kids. The ones that I've known have had incredibly bizarre relationships with their children surrounding nudity and sex. And it's very disturbing stuff. It's just very disturbing stuff. So it makes perfect sense to me that this movement, the evangelical Christians, the send their kids off to these Jesus church camps where all the pedophiles are, that they find solace in this guy because it's familiar. The type of disgusting depravity is familiar to them, and they act like they're so pro. Everyone should consider lap with Trump's cabinet, inner circle, major supporters, etc. And I think this is spot on. You know that Elon Musk was probably, I'm just deducing here, Trump said, like, if you give me $300 million, rig the algorithms.
God, this is...
Get in. I'll let you go shut down. When I get the government back, I'll let you go shut down all the investigations. Bill Gates. I'll keep the Epstein files private. Howard Netlick is in these files. Here's another shocking allegation. Put this up, Kylie.
Another. So I'm just only giving you, everyone, what they found in the files. Just like I said, if you go on YouTube, everybody's digging through the files, and so they're just pulling out what is, I guess, relevant for them to.
Barack Obama's White House counsel.
Listen to this.
Jeffrey Epstein advice on how to answer questions.
What the hell? This is weird.
Donald Trump having sex with an underage girl at his house, allegedly. So this is a person that was the White House counsel for Barack Obama, and I want to be clear, Barack Obama is nowhere in here. These are government workers, advising Epstein on how to answer questions about Donald Trump.
What the hell?
Sexually assaulting a girl at Jeffrey Epstein's house. And it's document after document after document of crimes and cover up and so many names everywhere. Here is Trump's, he just announced who he wants his Fed chair frontrunner to be. Guess what? He's in the Epstein files too. Pop this up. Adam Cochran says, Jesus fucking Christ, is everyone in Trump's orbit on this fucking island? The front runner for Trump's pick for Fed chair, Kevin Warsh,
hit the subscribe, everyone. Thank you.
And brought a guest who had to be redacted, which is supposed to be for victims. So Trump's new Fed chair too is also the son-in-law of the guy who put in Trump's ear for the very first time that he needed to get Greenland. And
oh my God, this just keeps getting deep. This is insanity level.
Of oligarchs that think that the rules and the laws that apply to everybody else don't apply to them. That think that little boys and little girls are theirs for entertainment, and they get protection from other criminals. And the Trump regime is a criminal organization with an assist from another criminal organization, the Supreme Court, and that we're involved in this mass cover-up. And you have all of these, I'm a pro-capitalist, pro-gun, pro-America, pro-Jesus, people that have no capital at all that support this shit. And our entire country, the press, Don Lemon, arrested last night.
Well, Don shouldn't have went into that church like that.
3 judges on charging him. 6 people quit their jobs because they wanted nothing to do with charging him. Yet this regime marches on because Don is a black gay man, and he's the canary in the coal mine, because if they can get that independent journalist, then they can come for all of us, including Pumps, me, and whoever else has a YouTube channel. Because they don't want us talking about this stuff, and they don't want us talking
everyone,
about
we're in the middle of this, but my batteries are ramming down, everyone.
I just want every single
my batteries are ramming down, so my batteries are getting ready to shut down, but I'll be back. We'll be in the van. Let's just go allegedly, because do you know what I'm saying? There's so much stuff, wacko stuff going on.
I have to wear this so people think I'm a good person. Because underneath it,
exactly. There's stuff that Biden and them done. It's like, we don't know. Everything's dropped. We don't know whose all name's going to be on there once they get through the files and scrub the files, everyone, really good, You don't know what's, I'm just saying allegedly.
Fox News can get a hard on over it. And that's how sick these people are.
It's just so bad, everyone.
As a weapon. And then when you call them out, they act like they're so oppressed.
There's your name on your S-dub. Oh my gosh. I don't think you
These people have all of this power right now. And the Democrats, in my opinion, are not rising to the occasion. The Democrats during Biden's DOJ did not rise to the occasion. These motherfuckers are serious. They're serious criminals. They're serious breakers of everything. They just break everything around them. And they're ambitious about it. And they move at lightning speed. And the Democrats are like, well, we're looking for a bipartisan agreement here. Yeah, we're going to make sure that the ICE agents wear cameras so that when they kill people, we have better evidence for it. And then the DOJ will say, we're not charging them because that person was a terrorist. It's so shocking, the lack of balls and Democratic leadership. It's so shocking.
They talk about the Democrats too, everybody. These ladies do talk about Democrats also. It's not just
DOJ.
Oh my God!
All this shit, and Kamala Harris or Barack Obama was running. They would leak this shit out to sabotage their campaign. We played 2 different games here, 2 completely different games. Or is it that the Democrats are also controlled by the same corporations that control all of these people that are in the Epstein files?
Probably.
The circle
is there. It's definitely, the Democrats are no better, and I think the circle is overlapping.
Okay, so Trump is doing all this shit forever and ever and ever.
Oh my God.
And he he's like, I'm going to release the
And so,
Epstein
you know,
files. I'm going to release the Epstein.
there's so much. I mean, I just can't. I mean, you can look through the files yourself. I mean, you know, they're out. I mean, anybody can just look through the files and look in and see exactly what's in them. And, you know, just like I said, it's so weird because you see the files, but then you also see where Jeffrey Epstein was right there, like damn near Putin's best friend. I mean, that right there to me, they could have, I mean, you know, put shit in these files just to screw Trump. I mean, there's so much weird stuff going on that you just really don't know what the truth is and the facts, and we just have to go allegedly these are in these files. And it makes no sense. Exactly, Mark. Because you're right, Mark. Why even keep going on if no one except Elaine is in jail? I don't understand. And then here's the thing, everyone. This is strange because the files are dropped. We're in the middle of getting ready to go into a midterm election where, so is this a good time to drop these files in the middle of a midterm election coming up in a few months? I don't think so. I don't think so. So this is all so suspicious with everything. And I'm actually, I'm intrigued by everything that's in these files. But in the same time, I'm so sick of hearing about it because this stuff should have been handled years ago. This is 2026. And we're handling and dealing with this. And it's not right. And this stuff should have been out a long time ago and get this out of the way so we're not harping on this. And now it's the news of all news, and it's not letting up. It's not going to let up, as a matter of fact, because there's millions of pages to get through. And I'm here to tell you there's probably more names, more wild stuff, more craziness that is going to unfold. Now, I'm here to say I mean, a lot of the stuff that these girls are saying, it's so hard to even fathom, so hard to even believe. We're talking about having babies and people killing the babies. I mean, down to just honest to God, beyond crazy stuff. And you got to kind of wonder, what is real in this stuff? What is truth? What is false? I mean, I look at everything with like this glass half full because anybody can lie on anyone. It doesn't matter. It could be on a piece of paper and somebody could say this, but that could be a damn lie. So I just look at everything and go, okay, I'm going to have an open mind to all of this. But if these women, I mean, I don't understand how they endured any of this abuse that they are saying that they went through at 14 years old, 13 years old. This is something a grown woman couldn't even endure what these ladies said that they went to at 13 and 14. I don't understand any of this. And this is the thing that I'm kind of wondering, what in the hell is going on? And was Epstein and Putin cahooting so that this can come out? And they're putting this shit out, you know, I mean, about Trump. Because I believe it or not, wait until more files come out. It'll probably say that, you know, they were cahooting against Trump. I'm almost certain they probably were. By how a lot of by all the uncovering of the documents, I'm almost probably certain that they were definitely cahooting against Trump to even probably do something to him. Who the hell knows? And, you know, and just like I said, if I was Trump, I would not send no one else by to talk to Elaine. Because Elaine, or whatever, Elaine, because if they do, that information is going to get funneled back to either Russia or somewhere. This woman knew everyone. She has her hands in every one of those countries, every single one of those world leaders. Elan, or whatever how you want to pronounce her name, she is still in this game. She's still in it. And believe it or not, she probably went, and I would be more than likely to even put a bet that anything that the DOJ went and met her about, I guarantee you that information was funneled back. And so let's stay tuned, everybody. I mean, this is like a Hollywood movie. This is honestly, this is intrigue. This is sad. This is riveting. This is everything. This is craziness. And it's about our world leaders, our president, children. I mean, everything. This is insanity level at its finest. And so, I don't know. There's so many more files to get through. And so stay tuned. We'll be in the van later on. And we'll just be chitter-chatting. And I just want to see how you feel. It sure is a shit show. Sure is, right? So thank you for watching the shit show then, Drop Them. Thank you very much. But everybody, I love you. Thank you. Stay tuned. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes. Stay up on this girl. And, let's just have an open mind when we see this. A lot of it's sad. A lot of it, you're going to kind of wonder, wow, you see pictures. You see so many different things. You hear the testimony of the ladies. It's just everything, everything that you kind of wonder what the hell is actually going on. And it's more deeper than what you realize. I mean, this goes deep, everyone. This goes very, very, very deep and into world leaders and secrets, and Jeffrey Epstein, hell, even being what Russia, Putin's financial advisor. Are you out here? You can't make this stuff up. This should be a movie. A movie producer should be all over this. I mean, this is crazy. Go through and get these things and make this movie, because it would be riveting, very riveting. But see you later, everyone. I love you. Stay tuned. We're going to be in the van. We're back in the van, staying again, everybody. We got to go back to the van. I got to go get my heater back in the van. I got to get my snacks back in the van. And I got to get back in the van later on. So I love you, and I'll see you when I see you. I'll see you in a bit, okay?